YouTube, you should be able to hear me now. YouTube, can you hear me now on YouTube? Right. So what Jesus is trying to say, and I'm not a Bible thumper or anything like that. I believe the Bible to be a history book and an esoteric knowledge book, and it's just all parables and stuff. So Jesus was saying that if you just believe in yourself, don't even worry about if you could do the thing or not. If you just believe that you can do the thing, guess what? You could do the thing, right? So basically, the lady said to Jesus, if I could only touch the hem of his garment, I'll be healed. Guess what? She touched the hem of his garment and she was healed. And Jesus said, no, woman, thy faith made thee whole. Your faith. And people are just astonished like Jesus could do these things. But Jesus keeps saying, hey, man, I'm just doing it because I believe I could do it. And I'm telling you guys believed you could do this. You didn't know what you was going to learn. Probably if I taught you a bunch of crap, you'll move on to somebody else and somebody else and somebody else till somebody teach you something that you could use, right? And that's all it takes. Be obedient. Right? Now, look at this other scripture where it talk about the master who left money with different servants, and one servant hid the money, another servant put it in a bank to get interest, and another servant multiplied the money. And then he took from the servant that did nothing but hide the money and gave it to the servant that made the most of his money, right? That's what's happening to people, and people don't even realize. The reason why people be broke and keep getting broke is not because of the white man and the system and all that type of stuff. Because obviously it's black people out here getting rich, getting money, and doing it legit and not sacrificing anything. You know why? Because they're great stewards of their money. Okay? It's not to say every door is going to open because you're a great steward. I know people that have great credit, high standards, high moral standards, and still won't get approved for certain things. I look at that as, hey, man, that's just not for you. You know, that just wasn't meant for you. That's how I look at that. You know, I look at it as that's God, the creator of the balanced universe, keeping you away from something you probably don't want to be involved with anyway. When things don't work out, when certain things don't work out for me, I'll be happy. I say, thank you, God in me. I say, thank you, creator of balanced universe in me, that did not work out. It didn't work out for a great reason, and I'm grateful. When certain things don't work out, don't be mad. Be happy. Be happy. I'm telling you, I know we get mad sometimes. Dang, I really wanted that car. I really wanted to get approved for that car, that house. Trust me. I know it's people right now was probably about to buy a $300,000-$400,000 house, and then they lost their and they like, dang, thank goodness we didn't buy that house, honey, because you just lost your job. You know what I'm saying? We would have been foreclosed on in no time, right? Or they came into a better deal somewhere. God, honey, I'm glad we didn't get approved on that one. You know, or they found out in that neighborhood something, you know, hurricane. Like, imagine all the people that just bought a house and a hurricane come. Like, we know about that in Florida, right, Wanda? All them people when Hurricane Andrew came, had them houses built down south, and like a month, 6 months later, like, let me tell you, we were supposed to buy a house in Kendall, Florida. I was 14 years old. My mom bought her first house. We did not buy that house. My mom and dad did not buy that house. We ended up buying a house in Miami Gardens, Florida. And thank goodness the house we was gonna buy in Kendall was gonna be beautiful, brand new, everything, all the bells and whistles. My mom was like, dang, we didn't get approved for 90,000. She ended up buying an old house. Guess what stood up? The old house, and it's still there. And the house is worth more now than if she would have bought that house in Kendall. The house that area in Miami Gardens, she bought the house for 60,000. Now it's worth over 600,000 in 30 years. Them houses down in Kendall there where she was at running around 3, 4, 500,000. If about 3, 4, 400,000. So sometimes things don't work out. I'm telling you, it's a lot of things that did not work out for me. I'm telling you, right? But the main idea I want you guys to know is that stay obedient. Okay, stay obedient. And the world is abundance. I don't even worry about anything anymore. Sometimes I say, damn, why I used to worry? God brought me this far. The creator of the universe brought me this far. 1,000%, it's going to take me as far as I want to go. Sometimes I remember times I didn't have food to eat and food magically appeared. I didn't have money to pay a bill. The money magically appeared. Somebody called me to go do a gig or something like that. It just always works out. It works out because when you're obedient. When you're obedient, don't worry about if you know how to do a thing or not. Just be obedient to the call. Just be you know right from wrong. You know what you're supposed to be doing. I knew I wasn't supposed to be renting. I knew that. I actually think it's a sin to just be throwing money away like that. A so-called sin, when you just throwing money away. That's why the so-called Jews, they don't rent, they collect rent. They don't pay usury, they collect usury. They strongly believe in being great stewards of money. That's why they like, man, we got to control the money. Because these folks here, they don't know how to control no money. That's why they took the gold. Because people was leaving their gold in the bank and taking the promissory notes. Because, people would bring their gold to the bank and the banker would get them a promissory note. That's why on your dollar bill it says note. Because it's not real money. It's just a promise, right? And people would, so the first person took the the promissory note, because they used to buy everything in gold. And you used to have to carry bags of gold and silver and stuff like that, these heavy bags of coins. Out all these bags of gold and give it to you. How about the bank gave me this piece of paper? How about I just give you the piece of paper and you could go down to the bank and get all that gold out yourself? And the second person said, yeah, you're right. Yeah, just give me that paper, man. And that's what happened. So people kept doing that. So the next guy said, hey, man, I just bought this land from this guy. And he gave me this paper, and I have this paper in my hand. And I just sold my land to this guy and I got this paper, where the gold, he got the gold in the bank down there. But you know what? I want to buy your land, but why do I have to go down there and get the gold since I'm going to buy your land? Here, let me give you this paper and you go down there and get the gold. And the third guy's like, yeah, you're right. Let me just go down there and get the gold. This is a promissory note. It is legit. And, and that's how we became paper money. Nobody went back and got the gold. People just kept passing notes to each other. Nobody went back and got the gold. And so banks said, man, these people are stupid. We got all this gold here and ain't nobody come to get it. So then they took the gold and they went and bought stuff with it because they got this warehouse full of gold. They can't even keep the gold stored up. So they took the gold and went and gave out loans and went and bought property. Mind you, it's not theirs to lend out. It's not theirs to go use or anything like that. So they doing backdoor deals with people's gold. And meanwhile, the people out there just passing each other the promissory note like fools. And that's what's going on right now. We just passing each other promissory notes, right? So this is the things that we need to learn. These are the things that we need to realize is going on out here. And at any moment, this paper promissory note, this digital money we got in the bank, it could go to zero. Inflation go through the roof. The people that don't have any land, the people that got a bunch of Jordan shoes and furniture and clothes and all this foolishness, gonna be looking like, honey, how much can we get for these Jordans now? I paid $600 for them. You'd be lucky to get $6. But the people with the land, whoo, the worse the economy get, the richer we are. And the better the economy gets, still the richer we are. Do y'all realize that? Only land have that power. The second thing to have that power is gold, because that's the original money. Gold. You see what I'm saying? So you guys have the idea now. You guys realize how important land is, why land is important, how important trust is, why trust is important, especially if you have family members, business partners. Now you don't care if your son or daughter go out there and get married to somebody, because look, I know a situation like this. The grandma died, didn't leave no trust, no will, nothing. She had about 4 or 5 babies, all 4 or 5 of them fighting over the house, right? One of the son, he want to move in and bring his son, and they hustlers and drug dealers. So you already know going to be some hustling and drug dealing going on in the house. The other ones already live there, so they ain't going nowhere. Nobody want to pay the taxes except one. She paying the taxes, so she feel like she own the house, and the rest of them need to get out of there. Guess who's also involved in the deal? Her husband, who don't have nothing to do with nothing, but because he's married to her, guess what? If she dies, he's now the owner, because that was his wife. You see what I'm saying? But if the grandma had left the property in a trust, and then each of the offsprings had a trust, and keep going on the line with it, it don't matter who get married to who or what. That's why you see the Rockefeller family. None of these families care. It don't matter who they married, long as they marry somebody in a bloodline or whatever. But it don't matter if they marry somebody or not, because nothing's in none of their names. It's all in trusts. Nothing is in any of their names. This is how the super rich always been operating. They don't care about you suing them. They don't own anything. They don't care about you suing them. So now you guys know how important trust is. Now you guys know you don't even need the deed. Long as you got the contract and a promissory note, you don't need the deed. Obviously, you do need the deed eventually. But one of the reasons why I love having the promissory note and a contract is it gives me time. What if you buy a property and you pay cash, or you get the deed in your name right away, just to find out you could have got a better deal somewhere else? Now you got to worry about if this person foreclosed on you, you're going to have a foreclosure on your record, which I have one. Another experience that I had that I'm saving you guys from it. Okay. Where I lost my train of thought there. What I was saying. Anyhow, you had a full yeah, what I was saying before that. I'll be losing my train of thought sometimes. Let me rebuke that. I remember. But anyhow, Anyhow, the whole point is God, I was saying something important there. Anyhow, the whole point is oh, now I remember. If you buy a property and you got it deeded and everything, and come to find out you could have got a better deal down the road, or you can't really do with that property what you want to do, stuff like that, you're gonna have to go through you're gonna have to sell the property, get it out your name, all this type of stuff, right? Whereas if you get the property on a contract, you got a promissory note, you only put down $500, $1,000, you made a couple payments, you have until you finish paying off that land to do everything you need to do, all your due diligence. You have time, right? You have time to figure things out. Okay, it's just like leasing a car. Say you lease a car, you're not buying it, right? Which is late. I recommend before you buy any car, lease it first, right? You lease a car, you got to turn it back in a year, as long as you keep the mileage on a certain mileage, right? And I don't know if this ever happened to anybody. It happened to me. And you're like, man, thank goodness I leased this car first. Because, man, after 6 months, you get tired of it. You're like, man, I don't really want this car. This was the Mama Jamma, 6 months ago, but now I see something else. Y'all ever bought a car brand new and you thought you was the shiznick, and 6 months later you like bored? You're like, man, I don't even want this car anymore. Like, man, thank God I didn't buy it. Whereas if you buy the car, you stuck with them payments for 5, 6 years or more. You see what I'm saying? So it's better to lease. You own it, but you don't. Now you got time to check it out. You have, it's just a lease option. You have the option to buy it. You see what I'm saying? And if somebody come along and say, hey man, I'll give you just got it on the contract, you got your promissory note for $10,000. Somebody come along, man, I give you $50,000. I give you $15,000. You the one gonna make that $5,000, not the person who is deeded to. You the one gonna make that $5,000 because you got a contract with them for $10,000, and now you're gonna make a contract with this one over here for $15,000. You gonna get that $5,000. So you still can make your equity. You still can make your sale. You still could do whatever you want to do. It's the greatest thing. Own nothing, control everything. Own nothing, control everything. I'm telling you. Y'all get it? I'm gonna let y'all go now. Any questions? Any comments? Any questions? Any comments? Look at Colette. It's bright and sunny over there. Show off. We in darkness over here.
Where are you, Colette? In California.
She over there. Wow. She over there in Japan, y'all, where it's a whole nother side of the world. Nah, I think she in California. Look at that, sunny over there.
Sunny and beautiful, hot. It was hot today.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it makes sense.
What's the temperature? It was in the 90s.
Dang.
That's not bad.
Bad, but not bad. But, huh?
Oh yeah, we was at 109 up today, so.
God.
It was hot. I think it's hot everywhere though.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Yeah. But the main thing is, what I'm saying makes sense to y'all. I don't want it to be coming in your ear, blue, 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 blah, blah, blue, blue. Like, is it making sense to y'all?
Yes.
Is anything not, does anything not make sense? Like, Dragon, that don't make sense to me. Tell me.
No, it makes sense about the trust though.
Yeah. I don't care if y'all married or.
I'm interested in.
Huh? Yeah, I don't care.
That was one of the main things I was interested in.
That's why I keep telling y'all, learn trust. It's the most powerful thing you ever want to learn. Why you think the bank is actually a trust? That's why they call it SunTrust Bank. That's why they call it Truist. It's a play on words. Truist means is trust. They trying to tell you they're a trustee. Think about it. You put your money in the bank. They give you a piece of paper or a debit card, whatever. You gave the bank your money, your real money, your paper money, your paycheck. Think about it. You made them a trustee over your money. Now you the one swipe your card or call them up, transfer this money, do this, do that. You the one that's the beneficiary. You telling them what to do with your money. Pay this bill, send that over there. Every time you swipe your card or give your card number over the phone, you're telling your bank to go pay this, go pay that. You're the beneficiary. The bank is the trustee. Yeah, it's trust going on all around you. You don't even know it. When you are born, that birth certificate, that's a trust agreement. That's a trust agreement. Okay? Your mother and father.
Right. I didn't even think about that.
Your mother and father are parents, a pair that rents. The trustee is the state. And it's not even the real state. Huh?
I have a comment, but it's on the same type of, it's not what we're talking about, but I saw online that is actually the rapist.
Huh?
Did you ever think about that? The word therapist is actually the rapist.
Wow, you right. Yep.
I never thought about that. I saw that recently.
All these words, you got to break them down. Even the word good, we shouldn't be saying good or nice. We shouldn't be morning. We shouldn't be saying child, children, kids. Kids is baby goats. Like if you really look up the Latin words of these words, we just cast and then you say good morning.
Oh, that's a killer there.
And you wonder why your life is just a mess.
Words sounding the same, but have a different meaning.
Yep. I'm telling you, man.
Dragon, I think you posted something the other day regarding the award shows that people watch.
It's actually a whole ritual.
Right, it's a ritual, and then I saw the part where it had a woman dressed in a wedding gown, and the pastor pointed out that anybody watching it end up in divorce, or their relationship won't work out.
Yeah.
Ritual.
Yeah.
That was some BET award.
Yeah.
I know the Oscars is a ritual too.
Yep.
Yeah, all of them are ritual. It was just this particular part. I wouldn't have even known that me watching this particular award, my whole relationship may not work out because they did a ceremony to end relationships. You know what I mean? For people to be divorced, and they don't even know they're sitting through that. They're just thinking they're enjoying an entertainment show. On BET? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a BET. I think Dragon. It's good. I don't watch TV, so I wouldn't know. Me either, but you know that they're all rituals, but that particular section surprised me that my relationship may not work out just because I sat through and a wedding dress. That I wouldn't even know that my relationship didn't work out because I sat through that type of thing. I don't know. I don't know if I'm being clear, but
yeah, everybody's programmed and don't even know it. It's like me. I'd be like, God, I wish I was born. Sometimes I wish I was born in like Japan where they have these strict educational rules and stuff like that. I might have broke up just now. Like sometimes I wish I was born in Japan where they got these strict educational rules, and or Nigeria somewhere where they force all their babies to be doctors and stuff like that. Like I would have been a doctor, you know, or I would have been this high techy type of dude or whatever, right? Like your program based on, you know, how you're brought up. You see what I'm saying? So how we are right now, it could have been worse or it could have been better. You see what I'm saying? So I'm always like, now I have the mindset like, God, you know, let me do better. Let me be better. Because if I was just brought up like this, if I was just brought up with parents, mother and father, I should say, that taught me real estate, I'd have been so far in real estate. So let me pretend, and I be pretending my mom taught me this about real estate. Like I be pretending, but all I be doing is going on YouTube and learning stuff or whatever. Oh my God. Okay, YouTube. See y'all later. Get in the mastermind. 754-229-0940.